Look, I'm just here to tell you you're not crazy. Not telling you to go off your meds or anything, but if you watched this rally and you were like, what the fuck, that's the appropriate reaction.
The next day on the tarmac in Air Force Two.
Why is she saying that like it's a normal thing that happens for wives of podcasters?
I confronted Usha Vance.
Confronted her? What'd she do?
Precious woman.
Was she like this before? Were there signs of, did she do this whispering thing before? I'm not being sassy. Like, I know it's hard to tell sometimes.
I told her, honestly, I do not know how I'm going to get through this.
How about with some fireworks at a memorial service?
She told me something.
This whole thing was fucking insane.
After Charlie's assassination, we didn't see violence.
I think it's going to be a while before she can operate heavy machinery.
We didn't see rioting.
Some of you are losing your shit in Starbucks, though. And rioting against what, for fuck's sake? A system that works in your favor? See, in this moment, this isn't a grieving widow. This is a woman on a mission. I don't want to say it's a false equivalency or anything, but lone gunman versus 250 years of systematic oppression. Note that Charlie Kirk denied the existence of systematic oppression. It's actually using the assassination of her husband to sow seeds of division in the country, all the while going on about the Jesus stuff, because that's branding.
We didn't see revolution. We saw revival.
I see what you did. Our words. Okay, so how about radicalization? I think that's better. I think that's more fitting. You want emotional. You should have seen me when Jimmy Kimmel came out tonight.
For the first time in a decade. First time since they were children. Mark on your soul. The seed has only just been planted. Take up his cross and follow me.
Yeah. Then there's this.
And I want all of you to know,
if the thought has crossed your mind that there are spiritual forces at play here that are not Jesus connected, that's a legitimate question.
And I want all of you to know,
I promise if you have had some thought that you think is just crazy, you're not the only one. That's all you get to see of him because I gave him a really bad haircut. He's mad at me.
never forget this. I said, Charlie, baby.
Well, now none of us are going to forget it.
Please talk to me next time before you say that statement.
Now, I'm a recovering evangelical, and I learned in Bible thumping school that this is a pretty basic verse.
Because when you say something like that,
Whoa, unexpected energy shift.
there is so much power.
You know those videos when they're like, oh, lizard eyes, shape-shifting eyes? Not gonna lie, I did some zooming in.
When you say, here I am, Lord, use me,
Which tends to be said in a much more optimistic kind of way.
God will take you up on that. And he did with Charlie.
Any child who's ever seen their mother have those manic mood swings knows to just sit there and be quiet, which is exactly what the audience is doing until somebody was like...
11 days ago.
11 days. Now, who do you think in that administration has her best interest at heart?
Over these past 11 days.
If you've ever attended a Psych 101 class or watched an episode of Oprah, you can pick up there's a lot of seething resentment. And at this point, not directed at the Democrats.
Words of our Lord's Prayer, thy will be done.
I don't know if she really needs to dry something or if she just wants to show off her bling. Now, at some point in this speech, she forgives the shooter. Oh, sorry, spoiler.
Charlie was doing what he loved, arguing and debating on campus, fighting for the gospel.
I'll say it. Is there no one in that woman's life who loves her enough to let her know how freaking creepy it is when she does that?
Truth.
It's just...
Then he blinked. He blinked.
so fucking creepy.
Doug,
If we ever have like an awkward silence, would you just start clapping for me? All right, thank you. According to author Michael Wolff, for weeks, if not months, leading up to the assassination of Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump would be wandering the halls of the White House, asking people, what's the big one? What's the next big one? The big one being the distraction from the Epstein files. He has not been asking that anymore. For this administration to swoop in on this widow puts a spotlight on her. There's a tremendous amount of responsibility on her. Propagated this narrative that the Democrats are behind this. That's not what we do. We have people sign petitions outside Whole Foods. And that's why I'm taking the time to break this down. Erica has some very distinct patterns, and one of them is to feign an intimate moment, being aware that the camera's on her. The dramatic head lift is one we see quite often as well.
Hello.
When it's combined with the Stepford wife smile, it really makes me uncomfortable, like for real.
Celebrate my Charlie.
Here she takes a beat, which is only natural because she's just getting going. And in that space, the audience cheers to encourage her. She picks up on that, and while her head is already down, she drops it further so she can get the full effect. It's hard to quite figure out which ones she's aware of and which ones she's not. I can't even begin to comprehend what is going on in her world right now. She didn't ask my opinion, but taking on that CEO role of this company, why? The kid's already lost one parent. What is she doing? It's almost like a childlike regression. Choppy eye drop and a pout.
Charlie loves speaking off the cuff. He's very good at that.
That red is authentic.
And what he chose to speak about that day was his submission.
I may have missed it, but I've never heard her trip on a word before.
To the will of God. Here I am, Lord.
She is pissed at God, and some people have a hard time letting themselves do this, but it's okay. He can handle it. Let it rip. I've been going for about 16 hours straight working through this rally. I've watched it probably the equivalent of 3 times, and it sucks. Somewhere in there I made some cookies, so, comfort food. If you felt yourself some warm, fuzzy, positive feelings after watching the white Christian nationalist event yesterday disguised as Charlie Kirk's memorial service, this one is not for you. And to the MAGA person who right now is in the comments getting ready to type out, "You're just jealous," I don't think you thought that one through.
This is Eric and Kirk.
Cue the fireworks. She good to go with the tissue? All right, just keep it away from the sparks. Where's the tissue guy? Hey, she held that a little longer than we discussed. Here's where she needs to look up to the heavens. Nailed it. Did you tell her to do that thing, like where she mouths her prayer, so everybody can see it? Remind me to tell Wardrobe that they nailed it with the white. It's very angelic. All right, she's kind of milking the applause thing. Tell her to get going. Is she on beauty pageant autopilot? We really need this many cameras? All right, who skimped on the fireworks? I told you to get those longer lasting ones. Not everybody used the bulletproof glass, but of course she did. I completely understand why she would want to. See, that thing I did there, that's called empathy. Something that Charlie Kirk claimed was useless. What he said was, I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up word, a new age term. It does a lot of damage. They're keeping the music loud to encourage the crowd to keep going. She does this thing where she's crying, but kind of that childlike thing. I swear to God, I saw this coming, that she was going to raise her head on the upswing of the song. I told you, this thing has been a production from day 1 or day 2. I didn't talk about that, did I? But enough is enough. Isn't it strange that we haven't seen his parents or his sister? No, because this is the Erica fucking Kirk show. And now she looks up and tells Charlie that she loves him.
Rob McCoy.
Wow, okay.
No, you're all wondering who is he and why is he here?
Not even a little bit.
I'm asking myself the same question.
That's the first and likely the last bit of humility we will see in this whole thing.
Charlie Kirk called me his pastor.
Really? So either Charlie didn't listen to this guy, or he's just pretty fucked up himself.
I was with Charlie in Korea, supporting the persecuted Christians as they're raiding churches and imprisoning pastors.
Persecution of people that had different beliefs. Got it.
And he spoke to the youth there that now are chanting on the streets, "I am Charlie Kirk."
And for only $39.95, you can get a I Am Charlie Kirk t-shirt. I am confident this shirt cost them no more than $2. $39.95.
In a conversation with Charlie in the green room in Korea.
Korea has a green room, which, by the way, are almost never green. Why mention a green room? Beware of a pastor that shows any sign of being starstruck.
He kept calling me his pastor.
So what I hear you saying is Charlie Kirk considered you his pastor.
Charlie, since the president's gotten elected, your stock has risen through the stratosphere.
Only if that means blowing up his credibility.
I mean, he wasn't a very good congregant. He was on the road 320 days a year.
So far, this whole thing has been about him.
Rob, not only are you my pastor,
Dude.
but you're America's pastor.
Pauses for an applause break here that does not come.
Doggone it if he wasn't right. I mean, I wasn't America's pastor 2 minutes ago, and I won't be after this, but for right now, he proved me wrong.
Doug just told me this guy's church is 10 minutes down the road from us. Great. This time they caught on.
You're going to hear from the most powerful political
Twisted psycho demons.
people in the free world.
Eh.
And they're going to assemble in this place to talk about what Charlie Kirk did in 31 years on this earth.
Something you would think his pastor would do.
The Turning Point staff, as I walked in here, everyone is
White. Everyone is white.
Without Charlie Kirk's presence, they pulled off the largest event in Turning Point history.
Well, in all fairness, it's kind of like, when an artist dies. Never mind.
I appreciate that, but you're taking my time here. Sit down.
Wanted the love, and then he gets the love, and then he's like, you're hot and you're cold, you're yes and you're no. It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. When Katy Perry first started, she was trying to break into the Christian music industry. True. They sold merch, because of course they did. Make America Charlie again. I have so many questions. I wonder if the one who came up with this idea realized part of Charlie's vision was reevaluating art with Israel and wanting those Epstein files released, like yesterday.
I am chosen, you are for me.
Now, since not everybody has seen every video of mine, you're missing out. My wardrobe is pretty much the same, though. You may not know that I was in full-time evangelical ministry for 11 years. One of the roles I played in that time was worship leader. I even wrote worship songs. And while living in Nashville, Tennessee for about 20 years, I became very connected to the Christian music industry. Many of the top artists went to the same church. Their kids were in our youth program. We babysat for some. And I know a lot of people have some issues with Hollywood, but you should take a look inside the Christian music industry, my friends. Or don't. So when it comes to things in the land of Christendom, I have some opinions, because this bitch knows how the sausage is made.
I am chosen.
Music was a focal point in this event today, and it really struck me how repetitive some of these phrases are, which I think helps explain the psyche of evangelicals today.
You are for me.
Aren't these typically the people that complain about kids being told they're like special all the time, so they're so tender and they get participation trophies? All they got to do is show up to church, and they kept being told how wonderful they are and how God is for them. No one can stand against them, over and over and over.
You are for me, not against me.
In the midst of all of this, Elvis Presley showed up. Then he left the building. Elvis has left the building. Does this guy look familiar to you, or am I just starting to see his face everywhere? I think it goes without saying this was a very white crowd, most of whom have no idea that their Jesus looks a lot like this. Non-white people at this event got lots of camera time.
Second Chronicles 7:14.
To President Donald Trump, that would be 2 Chronicles.
When you open up to the last chapters of the Bible, you have the picture.
Mine doesn't have any pictures. Did they put out another version?
Jesus, the King of Kings, is on the throne.
Not in the MAGA international version, because Trump would be on the throne. Joke's not funny if you have to explain it.
Behold, I am making all things new.
And then goes on to play a song that sounds exactly like every Coldplay song ever. I love Coldplay. Now, a Coldplay concert is some church. I just thought that was kind of hot, so I threw it in there. I just watched a man do a Nazi salute holding the rosary. Oh, it's not a memorial service. It is a political event. It's also pretty stupid of this administration to have everybody there in one place at one time. This event will go down in our history books as insert really horrible direction of a country changing event here. The foundation this administration has, I am so pissed right now at you all that voted for him. I am so pissed. And if you're someone who thinks they're just blowing off steam, wake the fuck up. The speeches in this rally are no short of what you would see in a terrorist recruitment video. You think I'm being dramatic? We have it now. The last bit of resolve. We will stand and fight what they did to Charlie. The guy has not been to trial, and if you think no way in hell did that guy do this alone. Do you think it's just random that Charlie Kirk was shot in the throat? It was about silencing him. I'm not exaggerating or using hyperbole to say that this event is the kickoff of a white Christian militant radicalization of the U.S. government. Actually, I need to amend that to say that Trump's re-election was the kickoff. What this is a battle cry built around a false narrative to make the base emotionally pliable, to so intertwine the personhood of Charlie Kirk and Jesus that it's worth them laying down their lives for. Because after all, isn't that what Jesus and Charlie did? It's so fucked up. Whatever the cause they deem to be is worth dying for, is worth their children dying for, is worth taking out your neighbor for. Let's say if an election doesn't go their way, or if they want to prevent one from happening, or if it's a Sunday and Trump is in a mood.